All right, hello. All right, Deputy, are we ready? Hello.
Good morning. Good morning, Judge.
All right, hey, good afternoon. Looks like we're ready.
Yes, sir. Give me one moment, Judge.
Okay, sure.
Thank you.
Sure, thank you.
Judge.
All right, Deputy, I'm here.
Yes, sir. We're gonna need a Spanish interpreter. You have one available?
Yeah, let's just hold him. Let me hang on for me one moment. Otherwise, we're ready.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, so we could either hold that person or we can have him on tomorrow.
We can hold him to the end, Judge.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, so we're ready.
Yes, sir.
All right, hang tight for me. Let me see if I can get an interpreter. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. This is the Magistrate Court of Clayton County. I'm Judge Knights presiding today. Today is January 19th, 2021. And today we're here for first appearance. Today's your first appearance for charges that have been brought against you. The purpose of your first appearance today is for me to inform you of what you're charged with, what your bond is if you are indeed entitled to a bond, and your next court date. Your next court date is your preliminary hearing date, which I will go over what that means shortly for those who may not know. Also, I'm here to tell you what your rights are. You have the right to remain silent, as you will have this right from now through the remainder of every part of your proceedings to the next level of court, whether it's state or superior court. You have the right to an attorney. The forms that you completed, or the form that you completed, the application for counsel, I have them now and I will review them. And based on your answers, I can then appoint an attorney to represent you, a public defender to represent you on your charges going forward. Now, I know that we're not in the traditional courtroom setting because of the COVID-19 pandemic. However, this proceeding is being recorded. So I urge you to use your right to remain silent, because if you say something to me about the underlying charges, I'm not here today for trial or a preliminary hearing, which is the next hearing date you'll get. I'm simply here to inform you of these charges or the charge against you, your bond if you're entitled, as well as give you a court-appointed attorney and your court date. So if you tell me something about the facts or want to discuss that, I urge you to use your right to remain silent and discuss that with your attorney if you will be getting an attorney, or if you will hire your own attorney. For your rights, you have the presumption of innocence until the state, which is the prosecutor, proves your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to an indictment by grand jury if you're charged with a felony. Some felonies have to go and be presented in front of the grand jury, while other felonies, the district attorney can use a charging document, which is called an accusation, and that's the next level. And you have that right for a indictment by grand jury if you do have such a felony. You have the right to a speedy and public trial once your case gets to state court or superior court. You have the right to see, hear, and cross-examine any witnesses that the state will bring to testify against you. You have the right to compel the attendance of witnesses to testify on your behalf, and you can do so by a legal document known as a subpoena, which can compel someone to come testify in court for you. You have the right to testify and to offer evidence on your own defense, should you choose to do so. You don't have to, but you do have that right if you choose. If you choose to do so, or I'm sorry, if you choose to not testify on your own behalf, there's no presumption of guilt that will be raised against you. You have the right to an attorney to represent you. And of course, as I mentioned, I can appoint an attorney if you qualify based on the application that you completed. Some of you will be allowed to post what are known as unrestricted bonds for your release from jail pending the prosecution of this case against you. You can use cash also or commercial property. If you post a cash bond, someone will have to deliver that amount of bond with any fees that are associated to the sheriff's office. The sheriff's office will then hold that bond amount until your court date, and that amount will be returned to you up until the actual, minus the actual fees that may be associated with your actual bond amount. If there is a commercial bonding company, they can charge you, keep in mind, up to 15% of the total bond. And that fee, of course, will also not be returned. When I give you your bond amount, I can't tell you what the bond amount will be, the fee amount will be, what the percentage is. I'm simply giving you that amount. I'm not a bonding company. I don't control the bonding company, and I have no idea what the bonding company will tell you. So those questions will be questions for the bonding company. Now, someone may be able to post a bond on your behalf if they have equity in property that is 3 times the amount of the bond. So for example, if the bond is 1,000, the equity in the property has to be at least 3,000, right? 3,000, or I'm sorry, 3 times the amount of your bond. One other thing, as far as bonds, there are special conditions for a bond. If you have a special condition, I will let you know. A special condition would prevent you from going to a location or from having contact with someone. So if I say your special condition is do not contact Joe Smith, or do not go to 123 Main Street. Now, those special conditions would mean that you can't do those things. And if the person who wants to post a bond for you, for example, is the subject of a special condition. So if Joe Smith that I mentioned cannot contact you, or you cannot contact Joe Smith, then Joe Smith can't post the bond for you. So that would be one restriction on who can post a bond if they're the subject of the special condition. Keep in mind the special conditions of bonds should be taken very seriously. If you violate that, then you can be subject to an additional charge. For example, aggravated stalking, influencing a witness, or some other charge that would be a violation of the special condition of bond, and it can that will be a separate offense that can carry a penalty. For example, aggravated stalking can carry 10 years in prison and up to a $20,000 fine. So please take the special conditions very seriously. There's also a section on the bond order that I signed off on that you will have to sign when you receive a copy of the bond order, acknowledging that you indeed acknowledge the special conditions. So you will then be on notice. Also, for those of you who are charged with some offenses that I may not be able to set a bond on, this is magistrate court. If you are charged with an offense that only a superior court judge can set a bond on, then I have no authority under the law to do so. And I will have to let you know I cannot set your bond, and therefore you will have to have a bond hearing, or once you are in front of the superior court judge, then you will then be able to address the issue of bond. If you are on active probation, I cannot give you a bond today. I'm not authorized to do so. The purpose of your next hearing after today's date, and I'll give you the date, is your preliminary hearing. The purpose of that hearing would be to address the issue of probable cause. The state will have to bring someone to testify. More than likely, it will be the arresting officer or other witnesses in a law enforcement agency to testify as to how they were able to get what is known as probable cause, or the reason or justification for your arrest. On that particular hearing date, you can address the probable cause. Some of you are charged with misdemeanor offenses, and I will allow you to waive your preliminary hearing, and I will ask you if you're willing to waive, and at that time, we can waive your prelim date. Now, keep in mind, if you waive your preliminary hearing, that does not mean that you're admitting to guilt of the offense. That simply means that you are not choosing to go forward with that probable cause hearing on that date. For those of you charged with felonies, I will not allow you to waive your preliminary hearing, because that will be an important time for you, and I would not wish for you to waive that without having that opportunity. Now, I do want to let you know that if you get a bond and you bond out of jail, your preliminary hearing is automatically waived. All right. So the date I give you today, if you bond out for whatever reason, your prelim date will automatically be waived once you're out of jail. So at this time, I will go ahead and start calling you all. Except for, I believe it will be Mr. Chavez Agripino Hernandez. Sir, just hang tight for me. I see you there. So, hola, Senor Chavez, me llamo Esteban Knights. Un momento, por favor, señor. All right, so for the deputy here, are we doing the ladies first, females first, deputy? Is that what we're doing today?
Mr. Ernie, give me one moment, please.
All right, sure, thank you.
Now.
Kaylee Abel.
All right, hey, Miss Abel, good afternoon. You're charged with one count of driving under the influence. It's a $5,000 bond, one count of open container, 500, and one count of parking prohibited, 500. Do you understand the offenses you're charged with and the bond amounts?
Yes, sir.
All right, there's a preliminary hearing date. Would you wish to waive that date? It's March 2nd, 2021. You wish to waive your preliminary hearing or have your hearing date?
Have my hearing date. I can still bond out.
Yes, you can bond out. If you bond out, it's automatically waived.
Okay,
All right, so you can make your bond.
I'm gonna try my best.
All right. And as far as the form you completed here, do you have any additional source of income?
No,
Okay. I did appoint an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
no, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. You have a good day. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Get in front of the camera. Get in front of the camera. Now say it.
Diane Goodwin.
All right, Ms. Goodwin, just hang on for me one moment, please. All right, Ms. Goodwin, you are charged with one count of terroristic threats. There's a $10,000 bond. Do you understand what you're charged with and the bond amount?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, there's a special condition of your bond, and that special condition is that you are to stay away from Talim Lee, and you are to not return to 1409 Night Chase Drive in Stockbridge. Who is it Talim Lee?
He's my son.
It's your son? All right, whose home is that?
Mine.
And he is living there? Is he on the lease or the rent?
No.
I mean, is he on the lease, any lease agreement? All right, so I will remove that condition, the stay away condition from, I'm sorry, the not return to the 1409 Night Chase Drive, but you're to have no contact with your son during this time that this case is pending. Do you understand that special condition?
Yes, sir.
All right, and I do have here your form that you completed for court-appointed attorney, what is your monthly, what is the rent?
$1,118.
And what is the, you didn't put this down here, also, what are your other estimated bills total outside of your rent? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, what is the other amounts of your rent?
Okay, I would have to add that up.
Can you give me an estimate, please? All right. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. It
All right.
would probably be about 1,000.
Okay, so about 1,000.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I went ahead and appointed an attorney to represent you here going forward. And your preliminary hearing is scheduled for March 8th at 8:30. You have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.
Alethea Jones.
All right, Ms. Jones, good afternoon.
Afternoon, sir.
Hang on for me 1 second here, Ms. Jones. Ms. Jones, your son is here as well?
Yes,
All right, who is on the, well, before I get there, charged with 1 count of criminal damage to property in the 2nd degree. It's a $3,000 fine. 1 count of, or 2 counts of criminal trespass is $1,500 each. Do you understand those charges and the bond amounts?
yes, sir.
All right, and the residence, is that your residence?
Yes, sir. He's
And
off the lease.
he's not on the lease?
He's on the lease, sir.
He's on the lease.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm going to have a special condition here that you are to stay away from Roderick Jones pending the outcome of this matter. Just so you know, I'm going to allow you to remain there at the 6726 Tower Boulevard, 16G Jonesboro location, but he will not be allowed to be there.
Okay.
All right, and I'm telling you this because I looked at the facts, and obviously one of you could not be there. And so I'm choosing you to be there and him not to be there. And he will have a time that he will have to make an appointment with the Clayton County Sheriff or police, whichever agency, to come to the location to get whatever belongings that's his, just so you know. However, your only special condition will be for you to have no contact with him. And now, if he comes with the sheriff and the deputies are there, you are to be out of the way so he can get what he gets. There's no confrontation or anything. Let him get those items with law enforcement present, and that will be the only time he will be allowed to do so. Do you understand what's happening?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I will go ahead, and I looked at your court-appointed form here, and do you have any source of income?
No, sir. I was receiving unemployment, but they ended.
All right. So I went ahead and appointed an attorney to represent you.
Okay.
You have any questions?
No, sir.
All right. Thank you. Good luck to you. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Nicole Little.
All right, Ms. Little, have them adjust the camera for you, please.
moment, Judge.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Little, I had that you were bonded out, but you're here. So my form was incorrect. So if you give me one moment here, I don't think that I saw all of your paperwork. We're going to hold you to the end. If you, well, Deputy,
Yes, sir.
I didn't have, I had on my calendar that she was bonded out.
Okay, when I called, they said that she was still active, that she had not bonded out yet, so that's why we had her up here.
All right. So we're going to reset her for tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. Ms. Little, you'll be back on tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. We don't have all your paperwork. I'm sorry, can you say your name again, please? Mariah Lowe. Okay. All right, Ms. Lowe, you are charged with 1 count of battery. All right, and there's a $3,000 bond. Do you understand what you're charged with and your bond amount? I can't hear you, Ms. Lowe. You have to speak up.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Special condition. Stay away from Destiny Bateman, Alexis Johnson, Ashley Duffy. Not return to 4119. Is it Marceau Drive in Conley?
I'm sorry.
Do not return to the 4111 Marco Drive or Marlowe Drive address in Conley. Do you know where that is? All right, don't go back there. Do you understand those special conditions? Do you understand the special conditions, Ms. Lowe? All right. Your preliminary hearing date is scheduled for March 2nd at 8:30. Do you have any source of income?
Right now, no, I do not.
All right, I did appoint an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Have a good day. Good luck to you.
Rochelle Renee McAfee.
All right, Ms. McAfee, just hang on for me one moment here, please, ma'am. I have you charged with 1 count of improper lane change, so $500 bond, and 1 count of DUI less safe, so $5,000 bond. Do you understand your charges and your bond amounts?
Yes.
All right, your preliminary hearing date is scheduled for March 2nd at 8:30 a.m. And do you have any income source?
Well, source, yes.
What is your what income do you have? I don't see any listed here.
Well, I have 2 debit cards. I mean, not debit cards. I'm sorry, credit cards. One have 300 on it, and the other one have 400 on it.
Okay. All right. So I will appoint an attorney here to represent you. And do you have any questions?
I'm sorry, I do not.
All right. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Sandra Salgado.
All right. Hey, Ms. Salgado, hang on for me 1 second, please. Let me pull your paperwork. All right, Ms. Salgado, you are charged with 1 count of driving while license suspended. It's a $1,500 bond and 1 count of failure to yield while turning left. It's a $500 bond. Do you understand your charges and your bond amount?
Yes, sir.
All right, and I did see you completed this form for court-appointed counsel here. Do you have any additional income?
No, just my job. That's all I have.
All right, I did appoint an attorney to represent you. So you will have court-appointed counsel, and your preliminary hearing is scheduled for March 2nd at 8:30. You have any questions? All right, thank you. Good luck to you.
Judge, that concludes the females.
All right.
In regards to Miss Little, I'll double check to make sure she hadn't bonded out, but when I checked earlier, they said that it was showing that she's still active in the system, but I'll double check it.
All right, I have Australia Fontaine, Jakala Little, Michael Riley, and Andre Webb as crossed out and bonded out.
Sure.
All right, so we'll have her tomorrow. 'Cause I didn't see her paperwork, so we'll just have to come back to her tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Are you ready for the males, Your Honor?
I'm waiting on you, Deputy.
Yes, sir.
Morris Bell.
All right, Mr. Bell, how you doing, sir?
I could be doing better.
All right, I definitely understand that, sir. You're charged with 1 count of criminal trespass, the misdemeanor kind. Sir, it's a $1,500 bond. Do you understand your charge and your bond?
Yes, sir.
All right, you wish to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it?
Keep it.
All right, sir. Your prelim will be set for March 2nd at 8:30. And sir, I have a special condition here, no contact with Joy Lachey Lewis. You understand that special condition, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. And lastly here, sir, I have your application for court-appointed counsel. And is that $2,000 or $3,000 per month? Which one is it? Is that a 3 or a 2?
Yes, sir.
3?
Yes, sir.
All right. And I will appoint an attorney to represent you here, sir. You have any questions?
No, sir.
All right. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. How you doing, sir? Is this Mr. Bigley? I'm Big B.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing, sir?
Good afternoon, Mr. Big B. I'm doing fine. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, sir.
All right, Mr. Big B. I have here that you're charged with 1 count of battery, simple battery,
Sir.
misdemeanor.
Yes, sir.
Sir, there's a $3,000 bond.
Yes,
Do you
sir.
understand what you're charged with and the bond amount?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Big B, you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
I don't understand because I'm still kind of shaking about this.
All right, sir, we'll leave it. The prelim day will be set for the 2nd of March at 8:30. You can certainly speak with your lawyer about that in more detail.
Yes, sir.
And you can waive, of course, it's automatically waived if you bond out of jail.
Sir.
And sir, I went ahead and appointed an attorney to represent you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Application you completed here, sir. I got you covered with the court-appointed counsel. Lastly, sir, special condition that you stay away from Aaron Harris.
Yes,
You
sir.
understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. Any questions?
No, sir. Thank you for everything.
Thank you, sir. You have a good day.
Back down where I was at.
Tell him to open up the door, keep it open. When we put 16, he will close it, so we can tell him that we only put him 6 in the side.
All right, Deputy,
Yes, sir.
do me a favor here. There's two other people, and I just wanted to be clear. Mickey Blunt, is that individual bonded out? Or Mikey Blunt, female, Mickey, Mikey?
Yes, sir.
All right.
And who was the other person?
And the other person is Green, Wesley Green.
Yes, sir. That person is OTB as well.
All right, so we traded off. I'll trade you Mickey Blunt and Wesley Green for Miss Little.
Little, you want her back? Oh,
No, I was just saying that's what the forms got. Forms didn't have Wesley Green
oh, I
and
got
Mickey Blunt off, but it did have Miss Little on. So I was just letting you know that that was the error there. So we have it cleared up now,
yes, sir.
and we're good. So this is Mr. Who is this? Who are you, sir?
Brahim, Esau Brahim, Your Honor.
Brahim, Issa Brahim. All right, Mr. Brahim, I didn't want to mess up your name here. Thank you for clearing it up. You charge a one count here, sir, of reckless driving. It's a $1,500 bond. One count of improper turn, $500, and one count of obstructing an officer, $1,000. Sir, you understand what you're charged with in the bond amounts?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, sir. I have here your application here for counsel. I did appoint an attorney to represent you,
Thank you, sir.
and you're welcome. You have a preliminary hearing date scheduled for March 2nd at 8:30. Any questions?
No questions. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. You have a good day.
You as well, sir.
Thank you. All right, sir. Are you Mr. Dennis?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Dennis, good afternoon. Sir, you have one count of simple battery misdemeanor.
Yes, sir.
Sir, there's a $3,000 bond on that offense. Do you understand the charge and the bond amount?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. You have a preliminary hearing date scheduled for the 2nd of March at 8:30. And I did review your application here for counsel.
Yes, sir.
And I just signed off to approve you for a court-appointed attorney. There's a special condition on your bond, and that is to have no contact with Destiny, Bodymon, Asley Duffy, and Alexis Johnson, and not to return to the 4119 Marcia Drive location. Sir, you understand the special conditions?
Yes, sir.
All right, you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, good luck to you, sir. Thank you. Is this Mr. Is it Grogan?
Sir.
All right, Mr. Grogan, good afternoon, sir. Hang on for me 1 second. I have one count of concealing the ID of a motor vehicle, and there is a $500 bond, one count of possession of a firearm by convicted felons, $10,000. Hang on for me 1 moment. All right, sir. It's concealing the ID of a motor vehicle is $500. Possession of a firearm by a felon, $10,000. Possession of marijuana over an ounce, your bond is denied based on the amount of marijuana, possession of a controlled substance, 10,000, fleeing from police, 1,000, driving while license suspended, 1,500, possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime, 10,000. So those are your bond amounts at this time. There's no bond on one offense. So certainly your preliminary hearing date, you can address that or address it before, once you speak with counsel. I am appointing a public defender to represent you based on the application. And certainly once you speak with that attorney, they can let you know how you can file a motion for bond to possibly get a bond sooner than your prelim date. So you understand the charges and the process I just explained with appointing an attorney and how you can go about trying to get a bond, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, and you have a preliminary hearing date that's scheduled for March 8th at 8:30. You have any questions for me?
What was the reason not getting the bond for the marijuana?
Yes, sir, I said based on the amount. So the amount that they have listed on the warrant is approximately 47.5 grams.
Right.
All right, so based on that amount, so 28 grams is an ounce, right? All right, so based on that amount, that's why.
Okay. So I can make bond on everything but that?
Yeah, there's some other charges that are serious as well, but that one, based on that, so you can speak with your attorney as possible. You can get a bond once you speak with your lawyer.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you. All right, sir, you Mr. Jones? I'm sorry, Demario Jones. That's you, sir? All right, Mr. Demario Jones, you're charged with one count of aggravated assault. Sir, based on the nature of the offense, there is no bond at this time. You have a preliminary hearing date scheduled for March 8th at 8:30 a.m. Sir, you understand the charge and the reason for no bond and your prelim date.
I don't understand the reason for no bond. Why can't I get a bond?
All right, sir. Well, the facts that I have is indicated to me are the aggravated assault with there's a firearm involved.
I mean, that was just on behalf of someone spoke that I did. It wasn't no firearm found or recovered. I don't know why I can't get a bond.
Hang on for me, sir. All right, yes, sir. At this time, I can only go with the warrant and what I have in front of me, and I do appreciate you mentioning that. However, the time to address that would be once you speak with your attorney, which I'm appointing to represent you. I will appoint counsel, so you will be in contact with an attorney very soon, maybe tomorrow at the earliest. And you can speak with that attorney, and that attorney can go about attempting to get a bond for you. But I can only go what I have, sir. And the March 8th court date is the prelim. So if you bond out of jail, the prelim date is automatically waived, and you can deal with the charge later with your attorney. But if you don't bond out for whatever reason, your attorney will speak with you about getting a bond, and you can have that prelim date if for whatever reason you get a bond and don't bond out. Sir, you have any other questions for me? You understand what I said now about the reasoning?
No, I don't understand. Like, why wouldn't I get a bond for aggravated assault? Like,
I just told you, sir. I just told you why. I just told you why, sir. You can't get a bond based on what a law enforcement officer swore out in this warrant from Forest Park Police, based on the facts. It does not dictate a bond for you at this time. That doesn't mean that you won't be able to get a bond at all. But as of today, the nature of the charge
I
and
can't get a bond because the officer said I can't get a bond. That's what you're saying?
I can't give you a bond based on the nature of the charge, sir.
I mean,
Look-
but everybody in here got gun charges and you talking about they got bond. Why I can't get a bond?
All right, sir. I'm not sure who you're talking about with the gun charges with bond, but this is your matter. And we're dealing with Mario Jones right now. So,
I'm saying I don't understand why I'm not getting a bond and you know I'm just
sir,
saying
let me ask you a question. Do you think that it will change now from what I'm explaining to you? Do you think that something different will happen other than you speaking with your lawyer and attempting to get a bond amount at the appropriate time when we can have witnesses to testify so we can make a better assessment?
witnesses to testify for me to get a bond. I mean, what is the normal routine of somebody catching an aggravated charge and a bond for that? I didn't know you had to have witnesses for somebody to get a bond for getting an aggravated assault charge.
All right,
Well,
sir. I'm pretty sure I'm going to repeat myself based on the nature of the offense, right? And the facts that are presented in front of me today. Your bond is denied. You have a March 8th preliminary hearing date. I've appointed an attorney to represent you. That attorney will contact you probably as early as tomorrow and can start a process to file a motion for bond. At that time, your bond can be addressed. It can be addressed as soon as your attorney files a motion, and everything can be heard at that time. Now, as of you questioning me about the process and all those things, sir, we're not here for that today. I just want to make sure that you understand the process. It's not that you can't get a bond. I'm saying today you're not getting a bond. You may get a bond in the very near future once you speak with your lawyer.
I don't understand. I didn't know I needed a lawyer to get a bond. Like that, I don't understand it. Like if you, I'm in here and you saying I'm charged with aggravated assault, and you telling me I have to go get a lawyer to request a bond. Ain't that why I'm here today?
Well, sir, I just appointed a lawyer to represent you. That's what I didn't. Did you hear that? Did you hear me say that?
I heard you say you just appointed a lawyer to me, but I'm saying you have to appoint a lawyer to me to get a bond. Like that's unheard of.
All right, sir. What is it next that you want to discuss? I think I answered your question. What else do you want to ask me, sir?
I can't get no bond. That's what I'm trying to understand.
Well, you have another question for me, sir? I just explained the process to you 3 times, sir.
So you saying that when the lawyer that comes to me has to file a motion for me to get a bond for aggravated assault charge?
All right, sir. It sounds like you understood it, and that's exactly it, sir.
All right, Your Honor, you done with him, Your Honor?
I am. Sir, good luck to you. I hope you understand what I'm saying to you, sir. You could get a bond on a different date. How you doing, sir?
Yeah, how you doing?
All right. Is this Mr. Roderick Jones?
Sure.
All right, Mr. Jones. Charged with 1 count of criminal damage, 2nd degree. There is a $3,000 bond on that offense, sir. You understand the charge and the bond amount?
Yes.
All right, sir. I reviewed the court-appointed application form, but I don't see that you placed how much you make per month. You put yes that you have a job, but you didn't put how much you make a month.
It's like just if I want to do or something, you know.
Sir, how much do you make a month?
I don't know.
All right, sir. Did you get paid last month?
I get paid last month.
Sir, how much did you get paid last month?
I mean, I can't calculate all that in my head.
All right, sir. Deputy, we could bring him back. We'll bring him back. Just hang on for me to the end, sir.
Like my other job, like I get paid like $50 an hour.
Sir, how much money did you make last month? It's not a trick question.
Probably like probably around like 5.
Is that, you said 5? Are you understanding my question, sir? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you very well.
Okay. How much money did you make in December of 2020?
I really don't know. You can probably say like probably like 1,200.
1,200. All right. All right, sir, I'm going to go ahead and appoint an attorney to represent you. Your preliminary hearing date is scheduled for the 8th of March at 8:30. And there's special conditions on your bond. You are to not have contact with Alethea Jones, your mother. You're not to return to 6726 Tower Boulevard, apartment 16G, Jonesboro. If you are going to return there to get any items, you have 10 days from the date that you bond out of jail to contact the Clayton County Sheriff and to have a deputy escort you to that location to get your belongings. Sir, you understand those special conditions of your bond?
Yes, sir.
All right, you have any questions?
No.
All right, sir. Good luck to you. Hang on for me 1 second, sir. All right, is this Mr. Anthony McClendon? Is that you, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, hang on for me 1 second here. All right, Mr. McClendon, you're charged with 1 count of forgery in the 4th degree. That's the misdemeanor kind. Sir, you have a $2,000 bond. You understand the charge and your bond amount?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, sir. You have a preliminary hearing. It is scheduled for the 2nd of March at 8:30. All right, sir. There's a special condition on your bond that you are to stay away from Shopwise Package Store, 5001 Jonesboro Road in Forest Park. You understand that special condition, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. You completed a form here for court-appointed counsel, and I will appoint an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, thank you, sir. You have a good day.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. All right, is this Mr. Reginald McCray? Reginald McCray, is that you, sir?
No, this is me, sir.
Oh, okay. All right, Mr. McCray, you're charged with 1 count of theft by receiving stolen property. There's a $2,000 bond. Do you understand what you're charged with in your bond amount, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. You have a prelim date scheduled for the 3rd of March at 8:30. And I saw your court-appointed counsel form that you completed, or your application for court-appointed counsel. I will appoint an attorney to represent you, sir. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, thank you. Good luck to you.
More.
All right, who are you, sir? Is this Travis Milner? Are you Travis Milner? All right, Mr. Milner, you're charged with one count of loitering or prowling. There's a $1,000 bond on that offense and one count of obstructing an officer, also 1,000. Do you understand the charges and the bond amount, sir?
That's what I was getting to. Prowling, I wasn't doing that.
Sir, you understand the charges and the bond amounts?
I understand the charge.
All right, sir.
Go
Go ahead.
I tried to break loose that guy, he experienced me for no reason.
All right, sir. You have a special condition that you're not to return to 5153 Old Grant Road. Sir, I reviewed your application for court-appointed counsel, and I did approve that application. And you have a preliminary hearing date scheduled for March 2nd at 8:30. You understand everything I've said to you, sir?
Man, I just moved up here from the last place at the hospital. They kicked me out because I was drinking. So that guy picked me up at that address. And then I was drinking, which I was still doing at the time. And some lady kept getting mad because I asked for a cigarette.
All right, sir. Any other questions for me?
I got no questions.
Thank you. All right, sir. Is this Mitchell, Christopher Mitchell? All right, Mr. Mitchell, you're charged with one count of burglary. There's a $25,000 bond. Do you understand what you're charged with in the bond amount?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. You have a preliminary hearing date scheduled for March 8th at 8:30.
Yes, sir.
I reviewed your application for court-appointed counsel, and I will appoint an attorney to represent you, sir. And lastly, there's special conditions on your bond. You are not to have contact with Angelisa Williams and not to return to the 33 Arrowhead Boulevard, Jonesboro location. You understand those special conditions, sir? Who is Angelisa Williams, sir? Do you know that person?
No, sir.
All right, do not go back to that location, sir. You have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, good luck to you, sir. Thank you. Is this Mr. Moore? Who are you, sir? Are you Takeem Moore? All right, sir, finally. Look like you popped up about 3 times. All right, Mr. Moore, I got you a one count of theft by taking, the felony kind. It's a $10,000 bond, sir. Do you understand what you're charged with and your bond amount? You have a preliminary hearing scheduled for March 8th, and that is at 8:30. And you will be given an attorney. I did appoint an attorney to represent you. You have any questions, sir? All right, thank you. Good luck to you, sir. And 1 second here. Can we have Mr. Moore back just briefly, Deputy?
One moment, John.
Sorry, I just need him back for a moment here. Hey, Mr. Moore, are you familiar with a criminal damage to property charge at all?
From today,
All right, well, that's okay, sir. I was just making sure that I didn't miss the one. I saw another warrantless arrest affidavit for you. And I just wanted to be clear that it wasn't on for today. Good luck to you, sir. So we're good. Thank you. All right, Ms. Tolles, I see you on here. I can take your matter if you are ready. Good afternoon. How you doing?
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
All right. All right, Deputy, I think we're ready for Mr. Hernandez Chavez.
Hernandez Chavez.
Yes, sir.
One moment.
Ms. Tolles, we're going to get you right back on out of here.
Oh, okay. Was there also a Miss Salgado that may have needed me, or was she fine?
She didn't need you. She was
okay. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. All right, Mr. Chavez, this is the Magistrate Court of Clayton County.
Señor Chávez, usted está en la sala menor del Tribunal de Primera Instancia del Condado de Clayton.
Today is January 19, 2021. I'm Judge Knights, and you're here for first appearance today.
Hoy es el 19 de enero 2021. Yo soy el juez Knights y usted está acá para su comparecencia inicial.
The purpose of your first appearance is for me to tell you what you're charged with, to give you your bond, and to appoint an attorney if you're entitled to, or if you qualify to be represented by one, and to give you your next court date.
El propósito de esta audiencia es para que yo le informe de las acusaciones en su contra, para imponerle fianza y también designarle un abogado de oficio si usted reúne requisitos para uno, y también para informarle de su próxima cita judicial.
You have the right to remain silent, and because this is being recorded, I advise you, or not advise you, but I recommend that you remain silent because anything you say can be used in another proceeding.
Usted tiene derecho a permanecer callado y le advierto en esta audiencia que guarde silencio porque cualquier cosa que diga se puede usar en su contra en cualquier audiencia futura.
You have these following rights: the right to the presumption of innocence until the state proves your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt.
Usted tiene los siguientes derechos: el derecho a ser presunto inocente hasta que el Estado pruebe su culpabilidad fuera de una duda razonable.
The right for your case to be on an accusation for these misdemeanor charges.
El derecho a que se le formule una acusación general contra usted para esas acusaciones.
The right to a speedy and public trial.
El derecho a un juicio público y sin demora.
The right to see, hear, and cross-examine witnesses that the state will fail to testify against you.
El derecho a ver, escuchar y contrainterrogar los testigos convocados por el Estado para declarar en su contra.
The right to compel the attendance of witnesses on your own behalf by a subpoena.
El derecho a obligar la comparecencia de testigos a su favor por medio de citatorio judicial.
The right to testify and offer evidence on your own behalf if you choose to do so, but if you do not do so, the presumption of guilt does not go away.
El derecho de dar testimonio en su propia defensa si elige hacerlo, pero si no elige hacerlo, la presunción de culpabilidad no se desaparece.
You have the right to an attorney to represent you through every phase.
Usted tiene derecho a un abogado que lo asesore durante toda etapa del proceso judicial.
You can be allowed to post a bond in this matter.
A usted se le permite depositar fianza por esta causa.
If you go with a bonding company that is approved by the sheriff, then you may have to pay up to 15% of a 15% fee to the bonding company.
Si usted elige tramitar su fianza a través de una de las compañías de fianzas aprobados por la oficina del sheriff, posiblemente tendrá que pagar una tarifa de un 15% de lo que es la fianza total.
And that 15% fee will not be returned to you in the conclusion of this matter.
Y la tarifa de un 15% no se le devuelve a usted cuando se concluya su proceso judicial.
If you have a family member that wishes to post bond, then that family member cannot be the subject of the special condition of your bond.
Y si usted tiene un familiar que desea poner la fianza por usted, ese familiar no puede ser la persona indicada en las condiciones especiales de su fianza.
You can also post a cash bond, and again, there can be fees associated with the cash bond.
También tiene la opción de depositar su fianza en efectivo y repito que hay ciertas tarifas asociadas con el pago de esa fianza.
For the special conditions of your bond, that means you cannot make contact with the individuals that I will name, and you cannot go back to that location.
Cuando mencioné condiciones especiales de la fianza, me refiero a que no puede tener contacto con la persona nombrada o regresar al local indicado.
If you violate any of the special conditions, you can get a new criminal offense such as aggravated stalking, which carries a penalty of up to 10 years in prison, or other charges such as influencing a witness and other offenses.
Si usted incumple las normas de la fianza, señor, se le puede formular acusaciones adicionales o nuevas en su contra, por ejemplo, agresión con agravantes, que conlleva una pena máxima de 10 años de prisión, o una acusación de influenciar a testigos, o otras acusaciones pertinentes.
The next date that I will give you will be your preliminary hearing date.
La próxima fecha de audiencia que le voy a indicar será para su audiencia preliminar.
Right? And bond out of jail, your preliminary hearing date will be automatically waived.
Si usted deposita fianza para salir de la fianza, entonces la audiencia preliminar quedará renunciada automáticamente.
All right, sir, at this time I will let you know what you're charged with.
Entonces, por el momento le voy a informar de las acusaciones en su contra.
One count of battery, family violence.
Tiene una acusación de violencia intrafamiliar,
There's a $5,000 bond.
Eso conlleva una fianza de $5,000.
One count of children in the third degree.
Y también maltrato de menores de edad en el tercer grado,
$2,000 bond.
que conlleva una fianza de $2,000.
Your preliminary hearing. Do you understand the charge and the bond amounts?
¿Entiende, señor, las acusaciones y la cantidad de su fianza? Yes.
Your preliminary hearing is scheduled for March 2nd at 8:30.
Su audiencia preliminar se señala, señor, para el 2 de marzo a las 8:30.
I reviewed your application for a court-appointed attorney, and I did appoint an attorney to represent you.
Repasé su solicitud, señor, para un abogado de oficio y sí voy a indicar un abogado para representarlo.
There are special conditions on your bond.
Su fianza conlleva condiciones especiales, señor.
You are not to have contact with Elvia, Mejia, Mancia, Alex, Allison, Angel, and Maleros Mejia.
Usted no deberá tener contacto con Elvia Mejía Mencía, I'm sorry, Your Honor. I think I may have mispronounced one of the second last name. What was that second one?
It's Evia Mejia Mancia.
Okay.
It's
Thank you,
hyphenated.
Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor. Usted no debería tener ningún contacto, señor, con Elvia Mejía Mencía, Alex, Allison, Ángel o Milagros.
Sir, do you understand those special conditions?
¿Y tiene, señor, esas condiciones especiales? Yes.
Sir, do you have any questions?
¿Alguna pregunta, señor?
Yes, sir. This for the bonds. This possibility to pay something less for my family. We need to deposit cash money. I'm not used to the bond company.
All right, sir. That is something that will be up to the sheriff. If it's a family member that's listed here, then they can't post a bond.
Bueno, señor, sería decisión del sheriff. Si es uno de los familiares que aparecen aquí, entonces esa persona no puede depositar la fianza.
I'm so sorry. My question is the pay is it down from bond? It's not possible to pay maybe 5,000 close. It's high, es alto el bond para mí y yo tengo que poner el dinero directo con el sheriff.
The bond is high for me, Your Honor, and I would have to pay the money directly to the sheriff. Is it possible to have a lower bond?
Please.
No, sir, not based on the nature of these charges.
No, señor, debido a la naturaleza de esas acusaciones.
You can speak with your attorney, and your attorney can then let you know how you can try to get a lower bond.
Pero usted sí puede hablar con su abogado y el abogado le puede indicar cómo se consigue una reconsideración o reducción de la fianza.
All right, sir. And lastly, another special condition is that you're not to return to the 4713 Mitchell Street, Forest Park address. If you do intend to do so, you must contact the Clayton County Sheriff, and they will escort you there, and you must do so within 10 days of your bonding out of jail.
Otra condición, señor, no puede volver a la dirección del 4713 de la Mitchell Street en Forest Park, Georgia. Si piensa hacerlo, tiene que ir acompañado de uno de los agentes del sheriff del condado de Clayton. Tendrá que ponerse en contacto con ellos para arreglarlo, y usted tiene los primeros 10 días de haber salido de la cárcel para volver.
All right, sir, do you understand everything that was said to you today?
¿Entendió, señor, todo lo que le hemos dicho hoy?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Bueno, gracias, señor, y buena suerte.
All right, Ms. Toles, thank you. I don't think I swore you in. Did I swear you in?
No, you did not. But I always assume myself to be under oath. So
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So you're good. Thank you. Thanks for getting on so quickly, and we'll see you next time. Have a good day.
Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, sir. What is your name?
Albert Patterson.
All right, Mr. Patterson. Good afternoon. Sir, you're charged with one count of impeding traffic, $500 fine, and one count of DUI. This is your second. It's a $10,000 bond.
My second word, sir. I've never had a DUI.
All right, sir. Well, sir, I reviewed your criminal history.
Yes, sir.
You've never been arrested and charged and convicted for DUI?
No, sir, never.
All right. All right, sir. It's a $10,000 bond on that offense, $500 on the impeding. And do you understand the charges and the bond amounts?
Yeah, I understand.
All right, sir. You have a preliminary hearing scheduled for March 2nd at 8:30. And I reviewed the application here for court-appointed counsel. And I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions?
You said all in $500.
Well, sir, I'm in a bond. I apologize. A bond of 500 on the impeding traffic and a bond of 10,000 on the DUI.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, sir. Any other questions for me?
No, sir. Thank you.
Good luck to you.
All right.
Is this Mr. Riley? Who are you, sir?
Zahir.
All right, hang on for me 1 second.
Riley is out to bond, sir. OTB.
All right, this is this Mr. Saeed? All right. All right, sir, you're charged with 1 count of terroristic threats and acts. It's a $10,000 bond, 1 count of possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Do you understand the offenses which you're charged with and the bond amounts?
No.
Did you say no? Sir, you understand those charges? Sir, what is your name, sir?
Zahir Sayed.
All right, so sir, do you understand those charges and the bond amounts?
No, sir.
Do you need a translator or an interpreter, or is it a language thing, or is it that you don't understand what they mean?
But the statement is wrong. That's the wrong statement.
Sir, were you here when I mentioned that this isn't the time for that? Today, we're not here to argue what the facts and the statements were. I'm just letting you know, and then there'll be a time for you to argue your case, and certainly at that time, it can be resolved. But I don't have the ability to listen to the facts of the case today because you don't have a lawyer yet, and I don't want you to say something that may violate your rights unintentionally. You understand that, sir?
Yeah.
All right, sir. Those will be the bond amounts on those offenses, and you have a preliminary hearing date of March 8th at 8:30. I reviewed your application for court-appointed attorney, and I did appoint an attorney to represent you. Lastly, sir, there's special conditions on your bond. You're not to have any contact directly, indirectly, third party with Quinicia Chisholm, and you're not to return to the 4403 Chester Lane address. You understand those special conditions, sir?
Yeah.
All right. You have any other questions for me, sir?
Thank you.
All right. Is this Mr. Simpson? All right, Mr. Simpson, you're charged with 1 count of reckless conduct, $2,500 bond, 1 count of firearms discharged near a highway, $5,000 bond, 1 count of public drunk. It's a $1,000 bond. Sir, you understand the conditions? I'm sorry, you understand the bond amounts and the charges?
Yes, sir. Could you repeat the bonds for me?
2,500, 5,000, and 100. And sir, you have a preliminary hearing date scheduled for March 2nd at 8:30. Also, sir, I reviewed your application for court-appointed counsel, and I did appoint an attorney to represent you. Sir, you have any questions? All right, thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Hang on for me, sir. Is this Mr. Stokes?
Yes, sir.
All right, hang on for me 1 second, Mr. Stokes. All right, Mr. Stokes, I got you a 1 count of aggravated assault. Sir, at this time, your bond is denied on that offense. You understand the charge that's against you here today, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. You have a preliminary hearing date, and that is for March 8th at 8:30. Sir, I reviewed your application for court-appointed counsel. Is that 1,600 or 7,600? I can't tell.
1,600.
16. All right, sir. Sir, I will appoint an attorney to represent you, and that attorney will be contacting you at some point soon. Do you have any questions, sir?
No, sir. I guess I'm gonna lose my job. I mean, I've been there 13 years.
You have any questions for me, sir?
I just wanted a bond so I could keep my job, my house and everything, take care of my family.
All right, sir. Once you speak with your attorney, sir, your attorney can advise you on steps to get a bond. All right, sir. Any other questions? All right, thank you, sir. Good luck to you. All right, Deputy
Sir, Webb,
Webb.
OTB.
All right. I just wanted to make sure here. So Mickey Blunt is OTB. Australia Fountain is OTB. Green is OTB.
Yes.
And Riley is OTB.
And Webb.
And Webb. And so for Miss Little,
Yes, sir.
so on my, and we'll send it back over, but on my thing, it had her crossed out as OTB. I don't have her paperwork in terms of the warrant info. So we'll put her back on for, just hang on for me here. When was she arrested? Do you know? Right off. Is she present?
No, she's present, but I don't know when she's arrested. You want to speak with her?
No, we could put her back on for tomorrow. It should be fine here. If she's nearby, I just wanted to know what her arrest date was.
One moment, Judge. Yesterday. That was yesterday, Your Honor.
Yesterday, okay. So she'll be reset for tomorrow.
Okay, all right, I'm clear.
All right, Deputy, is that everyone?
Yes, sir, it is. Thank you, sir.
I appreciate you all, and thank you for everything you all are doing. We'll see you next time.
Thank you, sir. Have a good one.
Thank you.